F1derland the musical.
Five,
And your
six,
narrator
seven,
for this
eight.
evening. It's a jukebox
Mary.
musical. S Club 7 jukebox musical brought to you by Sky F1. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to F1derland, the podcast. F1derland podcast. I'm one of your three lovely hosts, Tim, joined by Kelly and Jake. We are talking about Qatar today. This was an interesting weekend. I won't say
Welcome
much
to the
because we got
city
a
where
lot
the
to
heat
get
is on. It's gonna be a shit show cause it's on. Welcome to Qatar.
Doha. Yeah, there it is. Beautiful. Brought to you by Diet Coke. Diet Coke. Share your Coke with Santa Claus this Christmas.
No, it's just
It's
oak.
It's just oak.
Diet Oak.
Oak. Diet Oak. Lots happened this weekend. We had a sprint weekend. We had a little bit of carnage. We had a lot of tears shed by Ferrari fans everywhere. We had a lot of things happening. Jake, I want to jump into a break check so that we can jump right into all the action in Doha,
Yeah.
Qatar.
Let's go into a little break check. This break check is brought to you by Diet Oak. And today's break check is actually Desert Delulu or Desert Truth. Okay. So before we begin, I just wanted to do a little shout out. We did record a Las Vegas Grand Prix recap. It was actually quite great. And someone, namely me, their microphone did not record any audio. So I'm trying to chop up some clips that might work, but it's just really a Desert Delulu situation over here when it comes to that. So I do apologize
What
to
happened
everyone.
in Vegas will never be released.
It really does stay in. Well, we did post a few clips on social media and they got a little spicy in the comments. And so maybe it was for the better. Because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
5 good.
I wish that was the truth, but it's not. So today's break check is Desert Delulu or Desert Truth. So how this is going to work, I'm going to say a single prompt. It's going to be a, hot seat, hot take statement. And then you are going to either say this is Desert Delulu or Desert Truth. So do you agree with it or do you disagree with it? Are you ready to play?
Let's do it.
All right. Kelly, you have the first one. McLaren is allergic to winning 2 races in a row.
I mean, if we're looking at the stats, that's Desert Delulu. They have won multiple races in a row. They know how. It's just crunch time, so it's unfortunate this timing. But
There's late onset allergies
Delulu.
in life. I know people who didn't have allergies as kids, and now they're allergic to everything.
There
we go.
Zach Brown, first half of the season, not allergic to winning 2 races in a row. Second half,
turn it around.
He's got hives.
Wicked witch. Okay, Tim, you have the next prompt. So Desert Delulu or Desert Truth. This track layout, the circuit design, was designed by someone who hates overtaking.
Yeah, I feel like Truth, because the only overtakes we really saw this weekend were because of pit stops and tire restrictions. So, and I think it looks like a fun track, and it seemed like all the drivers were excited to be on it because there's a lot of fun turns. I don't know. I was in the sprint race. I was kind of like, well, this is one big DRS train, so I'm not having fun.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like looking at it, you're like, this is a fun track. This is a fun circuit. And then
like
you get there and you're like,
Pokemon Ditto.
And Tim, I don't know if you played on PlayStation, but the whole track limit situation is so real. Like that is the one track that I will not ever have a qualifying lap on because I'm always out of the track limits. So
any amount of momentum you have is gonna, or any kind of edge you try to get out of a corner, out of the apex, you're gonna spin out.
Not already.
Walked right.
All right.
But the track was, I guess, originally built for MotoGP and then adapted to F1. So I am curious Like, what are the differences that maybe makes it fun for moto, which I don't know a ton about, versus like when
Yeah.
you put this
Well, one of the main
giant
differences,
car.
Kelly, is that, MotoGP, they ride motorcycles. Okay? That's two wheels. And F1 is cars. So big difference there. Four wheels.
So we're starting
I'm going to
mansplaining
see
early
myself out real
in
quick.
this
Kelly,
episode.
Kelly, Kelly, I'll give you an out
Next,
here. So the
next,
next
next.
I
Desert
wouldn't know either.
Delulu or Desert Truth. Piastre. Oh, this is rich. This is rich. I
Here
did
we
not
go.
plan these in
This is rage baiting.
well,
Well, tell me.
Desert Truth or Desert Delulu. Piastri is the real title threat, and we're all just ignoring.
Oof. I mean, I think that's Desert Delulu. The math still has to math. He only has one race left.
How the tables have turned and the tides have tabled and changed, and we've been changed
We've
for good.
flipped tables.
Wicked witch.
I mean the math, y'all aren't gonna get the math past me. Something tragic would have to happen to Lando and Max for Piastri, but never say never.
We've said that before this season, and then something tragic always happens.
This is true, but
Yeah, remember when we
Desert
said that
Delulu.
Lewis Hamilton would win his 8th?
Okay, my top driver is Lewis. I am calling a bold prediction here. I think that Ferrari, I think Fred has had some time to settle there. I think what they've done, he's come in and fixed the car mechanically from what Mattia Binotto has done or didn't do. There were no, that I can remember, no just like spontaneous combustions happening.
Yikes.
All right, so we're heading into Tim's take. This is a quick episode, everybody.
Wait, Tim, I have one last one for you, and I'm actually really excited for this. Desert Delulu or Desert Truth. The FIA and Pirelli will never get the tire rules right at a GP.
Tire rules?
Yeah, so like if you remember this weekend, Pirelli said that you cannot run the tires more than 25 laps.
Yeah.
So, and we saw this same kind of principle come into play with Monaco. And we had that shit show of a race where people were just like pitting and helping each other.
Not. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the question is, the FIA and Pirelli will never get the tire rules right.
I think it's Desert Delulu because I felt like it actually created a lot of drama for this race. I enjoyed it.
Fair
I
enough.
thought that without it, it could have been just a complete
sprint
blowout.
race too.
Yeah, but I thought it was really exciting, especially with the safety car. But we'll get to that.
Love. All right, I'm gonna pass it off to I did just, what is that called? A whip.
Whip.
And
We
then
just
a
watched him whipped.
Yeah, Kelly, do you want to lead us into some a little off track, on track from this weekend?
Let's talk about some off-track things. Not like a ton. I mean, most of the chatter right now is world champion individual, obviously. There are some conversations around like fighting for third and midfield in the constructors, but I mean, the overall conversation has really just been around the world championship fight, and a lot of chatter around like what's possible if this person finishes here, if this is Lando's weekend, he could secure.
What if Lance Stroll gave a fuck?
It's like,
actually, can we pause for a second?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sometimes, and I know for all of the lovely haters online that love me so much and my sarcasm, people think that I'm such a stone cold bitch, which they're not wrong. But tell me why 2 nights ago, I'm just scrolling, trying to go to bed, which obviously isn't working, and I come across a bunch of Lance Stroll edits of him being interviewed, of like being asked the question of like, people make you out to be a joke in the sport, like people give you so much shit, how does that make you feel? Tell me why I was bawling my eyes out. And who knows, blame it on the edit. Like, I've not seen anything in my time of F1derland and seen something from Lance Stroll that's made me like pull at my heartstrings, but that doesn't mean that does not exist, and that's not, you know, a accurate representation of who he is as a person or a driver. But I don't know, it made me very sad. So if you are a Lance Stroll fan like you are, Kelly,
same, me.
I would love to hear your opinion on this.
There's just not there's not a lot out there. So people are really just judging based on what's on track. And like if people knew him like I knew him, they would really
I knew
No, I'm just kidding.
I knew you would throw this back.
But, no, but that is the whole part. This is like the drive to survive like sphere of influence is like, and this is in general in life. I really don't think you can, I mean, this is a hot take. I don't think you can hate someone that you know, like face to face. It's really easy to hate on the internet. And Jake, I know you're starting to get wound up, but it's really hard. It's hard to hate if you're open to understanding someone else's perspective. And I'm sure it's so hard to hate these drivers. Like there's nothing, I don't know, hateable about them. The more you get to see their personalities, I mean, even Liam Lawson, like he's still in a team. He still has people around him.
Still playing guitar.
He plays a guitar. But like also we can sit in our little seats and be like, he's an asshole. And maybe that's the way he drives. But there's just not a lot on Lance Stroll. There's not a lot of extra. He's just in the car. He's just doing what the Ferrari drivers need to do. He's getting the car drive. Just kidding.
I think that was very well said, and I actually agree with all of it. Except for I disagree with there's one person in this world that I actively hate. And I do not know them, but everything
and
else,
I know, I'm aware, Jake, it's okay.
Everything else, I agree with you 100%. I think that's a really good theme to carry throughout this podcast. But enough being a simp. Let's go back into a few things off track, specifically to like the past week that have happened.
Yeah. Well, Adrian Newey, so big news in the terms of like Lance Stroll land and Alonso. Actually, it's a lot of Aston stuff off track right now. Adrian Newey is named
happening.
Team principal. I don't know that I saw that coming. What do you think?
Nope.
Nobody.
I'm questioning. I mean, I don't think he's not qualified for it. I mean, great.
Yeah,
but
I was watching. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it's an odd choice. You're designing the car and now you're leading the team. Like,
yeah, I think that I was watching my friend Jamie Muffett, who runs a channel called F1_Jamie, runs that information show and game show that we all did, and he made a really interesting point around why would you take this guy who you hired to do one thing so incredibly well and then split his focus from that one thing to now everything. But the other thought could be that he's delivered on the 2026 car as I feel like there had to have been something in the contract that said like, look, we got, like, if I get to this point, because I've heard that he has wanted to have a TP role and have that responsibility of the whole team for a while now. So I'm wondering if he put it into his initial contract of like, hey, if we hit these benchmarks in testing by the end of the 2026 season and it's like we're clear, then I get at least one season guaranteed as a team principal, or at least I get to start it there. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting move. It could pay off. I don't know. This is going to be, I'm really excited for 2026. I'm really excited for 2025 to be over. And I'm really excited for Max to win the Drivers' Championship 5 years in a row.
And that's the show. Thanks so much for coming.
The title of this episode is Rage Baiting. Flip it around, Wicked Witch. It's so funny because Tim doesn't even know what that reference is.
He's going to.
He literally did not know. He thought we were pulling his leg.
Yeah. Yes, that one. But I do know who the Wicked Witch is, just for the record.
Tell the team what you're doing this weekend, what your plans are, so we can hold you accountable.
Yes. Okay. So something's finally happening. I'm thinking about it for a long time. Put a lot of thought into this and a lot of intention. My wife and I have
You can do
decided
it.
that we are going to see Wicked. We're going to watch Wicked, the movie, part 1. Even though we know what happened.
Sure.
I
We all know
think
what
what's going to
happens.
happen is that like I'm going to come back here just a puddle because of Cynthia Erivo, and then you'll set me on fire, and that'll be okay. I deserve it. Or you'll welcome me in with open arms.
You're always welcome. I think you're going to be surprised, but I can't wait to hear about it.
I'm excited. So, I'm open. Yes. Anyway.
Adrian Newey, team principal. It is interesting with someone, I mean, I think about it in sports and in work, like someone that is so highly specialized in one subject matter, then turning into more of a generalist role. And I don't have a lot of purview for like what he's been responsible for.
Purview, another P word.
You know, we're lifting, we're elevating this podcast.
We're porpoising.
We are not porpoising.
Well,
we
some
are.
of us.
Well, we are. But it is interesting, right? Like he's just so specialized in aerodynamics and design and all that. So I don't know. I'm excited to see.
My question is, why would you want that? And I say this like there's obviously a number attached to this position. There's obviously a stigma attached to this position, but like you are so received as such a great engineer, such a great, aerodynamicist. Is that a word?
That's the word.
Why would you want to put yourself? I guess maybe I'm asking this question, and I'm kind of coming up with my answer. Is like, why would you want to put yourself in a situation that is not any of that, but also all of it? You know what I mean?
It
like,
makes sense to my ADHD, where it's like
yeah.
I want to know everything. I want to be.
If you understand how the car works,
at a bunch
then
of different things. Yeah.
Right. It does seem a little. What it gives on the outside for
baby
me
in a corner
is it gives like we have no other options, and we're just gonna start putting our best people where we can.
They do. It's just Christian Horner.
Right. Okay, so do y'all buy into that conspiracy theory? Is like it's either we plug the hole or we have someone,
plug it.
a free available agent out there that
we all saw what I said about Mickey Mouse, and it was revealed that Christian Horner was in that costume. So plug the hole.
He's a free agent.
Keep it plugged. Nothing can stop us now.
Okay, did you also, that's the Disney reference. Did you also see that Fernando Alonso? Oh my God. Alonso. Did you see me have a stroke?
Grandpa.
The other Fernando?
Fernando is expecting with his girlfriend. He's going to have a baby.
Oh, Taylor Swift?
See that?
I did not see that.
Am I starting rumors? No, I saw it, I swear.
How old is he?
44.
Daddy.
Nothing can stop us now. Yikes.
That's fun.
Great for him.
That's sweet.
It's sweet. Some of these guys, I'm like, the guys that have families, it's just so...
Nico.
I don't know.
I love watching Nico with his wife and daughter.
Cute.
Love it.
Max is a new No, I'm just kidding. But congrats to Fernando.
Max.
That's awesome.
Congrats.
Yeah.
I need more little, like, killer girl drivers born of the lineage of the F1. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I have some news.
What does that mean?
Dakota started driving?
No, I'm going to be an uncle, which I did tell y'all already, but there is new news. I'm going to be a girl uncle.
Oh my God, yes.
Congratulations.
So I will be hitting up Susie as soon as possible to get her in a
100%.
seat. I'll already start the campaign. If you already know anyone, like I will campaign for this little girl to be.
We got to start buying her Lego sets
her
now.
In karting.
Yeah.
She's going to have the
We're
gear.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I
We're
love
only
it.
talking to her on a headset radio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're going to be like
That's
her
awesome,
lead
Jake.
engineer.
Congratulations.
That's
I
so
will.
good.
I will.
And I'll be her agent. I'll pound down doors. I'll say, that's not enough. Sorry.
Yeah.
She's worth more.
No.
I'll be the team principal.
No.
Speaking
No
of
repercussions.
future things and coming to a new season, we have a big question mark going into next year, and that is Yuki and Liam. So from the beginning of the season, we've seen this back and forth and this discourse about, who is the number 2 in the RBC and who is going to stay at VCARB, and then what does that look like for the future? And to be honest, neither one of them are performing. And I mean, Yuki had a pretty decent weekend, or on paper would have had a decent weekend, especially in the sprint, but then he got a 5-second penalty and it just kind of like negated all of the like positive that was happening for him. But I'm curious to know what your thoughts are as far as the second Red Bull seat and if Yuki and Liam are going to still be on the grid next season. Because I mean, 2 things could be true, none of it could be true. But yeah, I'm curious to know what I guess you would do or what you think could transpire from this.
2 seats opening.
Well, we don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Yuki is not going to be in the second Red Bull seat, but
I'll also say Red Bull is out of integrity, and it's probably Helmet. Helmet said he was going to announce.
What?
Well, it's not Tuesday. He'll announce on Tuesday. However, I mean, I think
out of
Yuki's
integrity.
Probably cooked.
Yes. Wow, shocked.
Yes.
Wait, Helmet's making a statement tomorrow?
He said he was going to announce the driver lineup for both teams tomorrow. Right now it's Monday as we're speaking, but I think
Isaac could head to Red Bull, and it makes me nervous but excited because I feel like Max is actually probably an incredible mentor. And I think that also Red Bull saw the mistakes that they made, and I feel like Io or who's the Io was Haas, who's their new TP, but him. I feel like he was able to course correct a little bit, at least for Max in the car. But yeah, I feel like if Yuki's not in the sport, that's going to be a really big bummer. I could see Liam staying at VCARB. I think Isaac is going to move up. Just because they've been, I mean, Liam's 14th, Isaac is 10th in driver's standings as a rookie. Like, there's no, that's better than Yuki and within shouting distance of Max, still in the top 10. Crazy. But,
yeah.
Or we could get some new talent, which would be really exciting, as proven by this year.
They're obsessed with this Lindblad. Is that his last name?
Lindblad.
Arvin Lindblad, maybe. I think he's an F2. He's in their like drivers program.
Oh yeah.
I think they still want to invest in Liam. I feel like they think they did wrong by him. Listen, it's not my decision. And they're like cutthroat. So I'm also like, okay, well, if we're gonna feel that way about Liam, we should probably feel that way about Yuki, because clearly the car is the biggest hurdle for that second seat. And next year we have whole new regs. So why not? Like, you've invested so much in Yuki. Yuki was driving the RB really great prior to being moved. So I don't know. Their decision making is inconsistent, and that drives me crazy. You're either going to be cutthroat or you're going to live into the investment that you've kind of like done, especially with new regs. So I'm like, next year it doesn't even matter. Like, Hajar did really good this year, but next year it's a whole new car. So all 4 drivers could do horrible. We don't even know.
So you think maybe no swaps and everybody just stays and they commit? Because it seems like that's what every team is doing, is committing at least through 26.
Yeah.
Which I think is smart.
Like the thing to do, because then you have data to compare, like, from year to year to say, like, okay, you weren't doing great in this car, and this is the delta between the two drivers, and now we're in new regs. Like, you have something to compare it against. I don't know if that makes sense, but like
I think it totally makes sense. But I think there's a lot of hypocrisy in the sport. I mean, there's a lot of hypocrisy in everything. Because like you look at like Jack Doohan, who has cut race 2, race 3, and Franco Colapinto is the only one without points, and yet he's still on the grid. And I'm not hating on him. Like, I really do like him as a driver. I think their car sucks, but like, why are we not? Why are we not switching out? You know, it's just it is a lot. It'll be interesting to see. By the time this is out, we probably will.
Do you think Max is different? Like, Yuki came out this week and was like, Max is a great teammate. We've seen Max with rookies this year. I've never seen him like be a dad in the paddock. Yeah. Like, do we think Max is also just different in the way that he's operating?
I think two things can be true. I think he can be a little bit more empathetic and have a side of him because he's a new dad and be a little bit more understanding. But I also think that like we're getting into an area, he's the driver for the team. He's a 4-time world champion, maybe 5-time this year. Like, it's not his responsibility to mentor. It's not his responsibility to be the leader. Like, that's not as cold as that sounds, that's not his job. His job is to win. And so I think when we start
do it,
but when we start putting that pressure, or when we start creating that narrative around like, well, he's such a great mentor to Kimmy, he's such a great, like, that's not the job. The job is to have two great drivers. So I'm less interested in who could he mentor versus who could stand up against him, because Danny Rick, I feel like, was the only person in recent history to stand up to Max in that way, and he obviously lost out because he gave up because he left the seat. So I want that. I want a Danny Rick in that seat that could
So you don't want a rookie in that seat?
No, not at all. But I don't think Yuki's
you want
right for
two
it
number
either.
One drivers at Red Bull.
Well, I want them to be two number one drivers, but I want them to choose their favorite. Because my mom says that there's 3 of us and that we're all her favorites, but we really know there is a number one.
See, there's always a number one. But I mean, to that point, Max isn't vying for a number one, like number one preference.
He's going for 69.
Which is also hilarious.
Unabashed. Yeah, I love that he's just kind of trolling everybody in the media right now. It's my favorite.
What's even funnier is the kids 69 does nothing for the kids.
No, it's all about 6'7".
And then I saw something to get people to stop doing that. People are doing this to their kids, so the kid goes 6'7", and then the parents will go 8'9".
8'9". Yeah.
It works.
I hate it here.
Mom, you're welcome.
Mom. Let's go into the race a little bit. We had a sprint weekend. We had practice, one sprint qualifying, a sprint race, one Grand Prix qualifying, and then a Grand Prix race. So, not a lot happened in practice or in qualifying for the sprint race, other than Lewis Hamilton. Daddy Hamilton was out in SQ1. And I mean, I can relate to him. He was in the media pen, and they said, what is one, positive thing that you can take away from this weekend? And his answer was, the weather is nice, which I guess I can't relate to because my car is frozen and there's like a foot of snow outside. But this man, he's going through it.
He's hurting. This off season is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Other than that, like the sprint race, we had Piastri on pole position, Russell in P2, Norris P3 for qualifying, and that's how it ended, right? No. Piastri, Norris, Verstappen. No. Piastri, Norris, Verstappen was for the Grand Prix qualifying. Piastri, Russell, Norris was for the sprint. Which is the way that they finished. It very little happened during the sprint. Do you have a I wrote sprint equals an email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. So going into qualifying, we had Hamilton again out in Q1.
Q1.
So just not his weekend. And then we had Piastri, Norris, and Verstappen 1, 2, 3 for the starting grid. Now I don't know if it's just the end of the season and like this is the last part of like my serotonin producing brain that like we get down to like 0 minutes and 0 seconds and SQ3 and I'm like, oh my god, this is so exciting. But like we had the three of them. We were like, I don't know who's gonna like. We had Norris on pole position, and then Piastri, and then like Verstappen's coming back. Like I was very excited to see this qualifying for this race because there's a lot on the line, right? So there's, Lando potentially winning this championship this weekend by outscoring Max and Piastri and getting first place. Well, if you're not on pole position, especially at a track like this one, what are those chances of actually converting that and making that a reality? So having Piastri and Norris P1, P2, I was like, okay, this is actually exciting for me. And then we have the person that has taken so many points out of McLaren in P3. Yeah, what were your thoughts watching this or going into the race, knowing that?
It just seemed like Piastri had been on it all week.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping Max was a little more on it. He had like an off in sprint qualifying. Actually, Yuki out-qualified him for the sprint race, which was of note. So that was, I was like, oh man, I wanted as close as possible. I wanted to be a nail biter. A couple of weeks ago when Lando didn't have a lap time and qualifying time was over and he had to either stick it or be in 10th and he just nailed a lap. I love that. I want it to be like full court press nail biter. I don't want, I don't want technicalities to get in the way. I want us to be able to race and see like pure pace. Piastri has had pace all weekend. Lando and Max kind of figured out some setups. So it was just super exciting. And I mean, turn 1 is the place. That's the only place on this track that you can really overtake, except for the pit lane, if we're being so for real. So I was ready for turn 1. Max comes to the press and says, I have nothing to lose. I also love that. So the scene was set after qualifying, and I was ready.
The scene was set. And boy, did it set.
Oh, yeah.
And then the sun set, and we had lights out.
And we woke up, and we have the race. I'm not going to lie. I woke up, and it's been a rough season for me as a fan. Losing the NBA championship because of a lot of reasons for the Indiana Pacers, and now they're like 18-4. Has been they've lost 18. Wait, 4-18.
Oh,
4-18. Yep. There you go.
Flip it around.
Flip it around.
We're good.
Wow.
Yeah, not good. But they won. The Pacers won, and then we had this weekend, and I was like, okay, Lando can win, so let's have that. And then the Colts are playing on Sunday. Well, the Colts lost, and this race happened, and so spiraled a little bit as a fan. But I woke up and I put on my Lando jersey, and I'm glad that I put on my Lando jersey and not my McLaren jersey, because quickly we have Max Verstappen overtaking Lando Norris for P2. So it's Oscar, Max, and then Lando in the first few laps
turn
of the
2,
race.
he made it stick. Yeah.
Right. So it wasn't a bad start for Lando. It wasn't a bad start for Oscar, but it was a great start for Max. And then I think like lap 6, 7.
Yeah, 7. 8-9. Get out of here.
I
Keep
really
going.
did not mean to do that,
Nope,
but
just,
you know,
we're
perfect.
too old.
we have Hulkenberg
I love it.
causing a safety car. So this is where the shit show starts, and we're in lap 7 of 57. So we have a long, long race. Mind you, call back to earlier when we said that Pirelli has said that they are mandating no more than 25 laps per tire. So that means we have a minimum of 2 stops in this race. For all of our friends that don't watch F1 or are new to the sport or are WAGs, hi WAG.
Hi, Wag.
We have to stop twice this race, okay? And when a safety car happens, you can't overtake someone. So in a world that makes sense,
and you slow down. You slow down and you
right.
can't overtake. Yeah.
In a world that makes sense, this is the most opportune time to change your tires. And this does count. This does count under a safety car. If we stop and we change our tires, this does count as one of the 2 stops.
Some would say it's like a free pit stop because you're not really losing position. You're really just gaining tire preference.
It's
newer tires.
It's a half off pit stop because it's normally they take 24, 22 seconds to get through the pits, and then this time they're on these. You only lose about 10 to 12 seconds.
So we see the entire grid, literally the entire
except
grid.
for
every single team come into the pit stop during the safety car, except for who was it?
Your boys, Jake.
Who was it?
Papaya.
You're hubbing.
Who was it? Who was it?
They're like, we're out in front. We're great.
Who also are P1 and P2 in the Drivers' Championship standing at that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I went back and I watched on the, you know how you have the live tracker where you can see the dots?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, so maybe it was just too late. Like yellow flag was too late for them to, at least for Piastri. Like maybe it's too late for Piastri to make the call to box. But let's see where they were. Y'all. They were halfway through the lap. They had plenty of time to make the call and bring them in. Now it was a double stack, and you know there's a lot of logistical things if you bring both cars in back to back. Obviously, time-wise, takes a lot of time. But this is where I think papaya rules are so limiting because they're not even going to split strategies to like, I don't know. They're not going to split strategies. They're just not making any calls. They did not make a call. They put them on the
same tires. They put them on the same pit strategy. One would call this a massive fumble. Like it's not even
the
a
whole
fumble.
Back half of the season has been a massive fumble for them.
It's
they should have locked it down.
And there was a lot of talk about like mind games coming into this weekend with the press and Max saying if I was in their car, this would have been shut down long time ago. And
it's not wrong.
You know, all of the McLaren people are like, man, you're talking shit, blah 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 blah. No, he's being realistic. You know why? I will never be a Red Bull fan ever. But what I will say about Red Bull is they prioritize a driver. Whether you like it or you don't. They prioritize Max over Danny Rick, and they won. Whether I like Max or I dislike Max, whether I like Danny Rick or dislike Danny Rick, they prioritized a driver and they won. So you can't sit here and say, oh, well, this is the way that it's always been. Like these papaya rules have always been this way. They're free to race. Yeah, they're free to race, but you gotta play the game. This is a game. This literally is a game. And you are playing it. You're not even playing it at this point. You're just moving through the motions of the game. And it's really frustrating as a fan to like, I like told the group chat, I told them, I was like, don't ever let me buy another like McLaren piece of merchandise. I am driver loyal at this point. Like, it's just really, because it's like, we as fans invest. I mean, at least Ferrari just sucks. Like, at
Right.
least they're like, we
Totally.
know they're gonna suck, and if they have a good weekend, then it's like, great, we have a little bit more pep in our step. But McLaren, you clinched the constructors championship a long ass time ago, and you're leading, or were leading, with 1 and 2 in drivers, and you're going to not only lose both of those drivers, you're not going to win the championship at all. And it's
Like,
really frustrating.
Who wins? Who
No
wins
one.
in this circumstance?
Brown.
That's the thing. But like, does he? I mean, it is he's going to lose a driver. Yeah. He's going to lose fans. Like, again, someone like you, Jake, who has been a McLaren fan since you were younger, based on IndyCar and just being a McLaren fan. Like, you're now shifting from McLaren to being a driver specific fan. Like, no one's winning with these rules. The drivers are pissed. The fans aren't excited about it. I mean, again, a constructor championship means a lot in the sport. It means a lot in like the engineering of all of it, how your team works together. But like, people love the like, one person stands on a podium for a world championship and it's one driver, and people become fans of that driver. Now, there's a whole team behind that driver, and a lot of fans are more interested in that race than the Constructors' Championship. And I would think Zach Brown would know that, being in like a marketing mindset. Like, no one wants to tie for first. That's not a marketing mindset. You want to tie? What does that mean?
I think that's what's so frustrating about the whole situation is, like, if they came out tomorrow and they said, we're going to back Oscar Piastri for the rest of the season, I'd be like, thank God. He is not my driver. I don't want him to win the championship. If they made a choice, or if they, even in this race, said, we're going to keep Lando out and we're going to pit Oscar, yeah, I would have feelings about it, because it's like, okay, you're leading driver, you're not prioritizing, but at least you made a decision, right? No, they're screwing, like, I'm seeing it on both sides of the internet. Oh, they treat Oscar so bad. Oh, Lando is treated so bad. No, they're treating both of them so bad, and they're treating their fans bad too, because they're losing. Like, I don't want to support a team. Like, how do I back you? How do I go to bat for you? Like, that's what Ferrari is. All of the Tifosi back Ferrari because it's Ferrari, and they say, yep, we suck, but we stand by our team. That's my man. That is not my man. I'm sorry to that man right now, because McLaren, they're in the doghouse. Anyway, all that to say, it really hurts both drivers. We have Oscar finishing P2, going down a position, and Lando finishing P4, going down, 2 positions? He started P2?
And it really looked like he was going to finish P5. Right. Up until like the last 7 laps, he was P5, which had some pretty serious, points.
Because impacts. we didn't see another safety car the rest of the race. So we have 50 laps now, and everyone's pitting together except for the McLaren.
Pretty textbook.
Yeah. Fumble.
And we didn't even
love to see it.
The McLarens didn't even try to they had the last stint that was really, so because they pitted later, they did almost 25 laps. They did do 25 laps on their first set of tires. They did almost 25 again, which put them at a very short amount of laps on their third set of tires, which, again, they could have done something scrappy, like put on a soft tire to go fast, they put them
both on hards.
Yeah, they did that.
Why? Or why don't you
let's play it safe?
Pit them once, have them go 5 laps, and pit them again, so at least you're caught up. And play with the strategy if you're already behind. Like, rough weekend.
Well, good thing this is the first time we've been talking about McLaren making poor decisions.
It only took them all season.
As you wear the McLaren shirt.
I had to. I know.
I I purposely
It's
did
cold.
not wear my McLaren.
Porpoise?
Girl.
Okay, let's talk about, I mean, the McLaren lore is just like, how many times can we say that the management is just poor? Do you know what I saw, actually? Stella, right? That's his name?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Andrea Stella.
I saw a picture of him at Ferrari and then McLaren, and it was like, once in Ferrari, always in Ferrari.
You can take the man out of Ferrari, but you can never take Ferrari out of the man.
Yes! And I feel bad for saying that because Ferrari, iconic. However, the decision making or lack thereof.
Decisions.
What else do we want to talk about? Max just doing Max. We love that. Carlos Sainz, on a brighter note.
Love to see it.
And Williams. Let's talk about Williams.
So, yes, please, because when y'all were talking about driver, sorry, I'm ready here. Locked and loaded.
Loaded?
When y'all were talking about what'd you say?
Loaded?
We're talking about driver loyal versus team loyal. I feel like Williams has always been like my second team. Like I'm always cheering for them. Even when I started DTS and all of that, I was just like, I really like them. And I started reading about their history. It was Claire. Yes, when Claire Williams was the TP back in the day. And I don't know, I fell in love with the team and that they were trying to build back from, to a former glory. And so I think that will always be there. Carlos, Alex, bringing the former glory to the present. Love to see it. Anyway, that's all I have. Like, I just love that. And Sparkle Sprinkles was everywhere. Carlos tossed. I don't know. I just feel like they went from recycled car. I feel like they swapped out. They took Ferrari's chassis and they just kind of left the recycled bits for them. And Maranello.
Can you believe that we were literally talking about recycled parts on the Williams car earlier this year, and now Carlos Sainz he's been on the podium twice this year.
He's driving that battery straight to the finish line. Who's laughing
No podiums for Lewis. I know it's not this or that, but it's crazy. And
it is wild.
It is that.
Williams this weekend, they secured 5th place in the constructors, which last year they were 9th. To move 4 places in 1 year is pretty intense. Like JV, I know you've got a man crush on JV, Tim, but there's clearly something in the belief that the team has, how he's garnering everyone working towards a common goal. Like, there's some sort of magic happening over at Williams, which is pretty cool.
He's starting a cult and it's working.
We hated the blue at first, but now we're like, I don't know. Let's do it.
I've always liked the blue and the battery. I think it's great.
The battery. We never got you a battery cowboy hat in Austin.
That was a miss on my part. I think I was just like, wow, if I were to try to go find one, I would get heat stroke.
Well, this is
That's
true.
Do you want to go into standings?
Yeah, take us.
Yeah. Wait, we didn't talk about Kimi's late move or like his car stalling out and everything like that. Oh,
I think we'll get there.
My bad.
But yeah, there was some drama that happened at the end of the race that we'll get to before the end of the episode. We have Max winning, and McLaren just fumbling. So that puts our driver standings at, this is not right, huh? I thought Max was in second place. He is.
He should be.
Yeah, he is. Lando Norris, 408 P1, Max in P2 with 396, and Oscar 392. So that switch from second to third for Oscar, that really screwed Oscar over. And that's really on the team. Like that placement is 1000% on Team McLaren. So if I was Oscar, I'd be flipping tables. P4, George Russell, 309, Charles Leclerc in P5, 230, and Lewis Hamilton in P6 with 152, Kimi Antonelli, P7, 152. So, one thing.
Yes.
Lewis Hamilton has never been out of the top 6 in his entire career. Even his rookie career, he's never finished outside of the top 6 in the drivers. If Kimi Antonelli outscores Lewis Hamilton in Abu Dhabi, this will be the first time that Lewis Hamilton will not be in the top 6, and Kimi Antonelli will be in that spot as a rookie, which, as much as I love Lewis Hamilton and Tim, I'm not rooting for this, but like,
no, I understand. I also
what
am a Kimi
lore,
stan.
Like it's like when one Supreme dies, another one comes to power. Like that is literally
he's not dying.
No, but like his powers, you know, and I'm not saying that like his car is dying, just like mine, so I can say it.
Also have a dead car, so I can say it.
Also have a tractor that does not move. But yeah, I mean, I really hate it for Lewis, but I also really love this Kimi arc because I just love Kimi. And as sad as I am to see Lewis not having a great season, I think that maybe next year will be better. I hope, at least. But for Kimi to be in the top even 10 this year is just...
It'd be really freaking cool. Yeah. And for Toto being the fucking oracle that he is in the sport, like, that's going to lock in Max for 2027.
Yeah. That puts our teams at P1 McLaren 800 points. 800 points. And yet we're going to a final race.
How? Literally.
It's not Christmas and it's not gay. Actually, it's so gay. This is so gay. 2 is Mercedes with 459. P3 Red Bull 426. P4 Ferrari 382. P5 Williams 137, Racing Bulls 92, Aston Martin 80, Haas 73, Kick Sauber 68, and stinky Alpine with 22 points. Now, here's the funnest part of the Funderland podcast. Let me pull it up. Fantasy. Did y'all check?
Side note, Kevin Hart was at the race. He
waved the flag.
Checkered.
Yeah, he did. But he was also, I think Martin talked to him, Brundle, and he was like, "Who are you cheering for?" And he was like, "Alpine." I was like, "Oh no."
Oh,
like, what are you cheering for? A finish? Hopefully they figure something out because it's pretty dire.
They have one more chance.
This is the one race that Pierre wins.
There you go. There's always one.
Speaking of one more chance,
dire.
I don't know if y'all checked the fantasy. Did you?
I didn't.
I know Tim did not.
Ended up on my roster again.
I know Tim did not. But I will tell you, this was not my weekend. This was not my weekend for anything at all. The car died. Yeah. All of my teams lost. In P3 after Qatar, we have DRS Yana Grande with 156 points. P2, Tim tried.
That's the first time that's ever happened.
It's the first time I've ever been P3, yes. Tim tried in P2 with 182 or 83 points. So almost 30 points above me. And then Hennis Venkas with 2 Wicked Witch. P3. Yeah, I was Gagiana Grande over here.
Wow, P1, crown me.
That puts us overall. Tim tried in P3, 24.55. Hennis Venkas, 32.78, and DRS Sienna Grande, 36.83. So there's still some room, but yeah, Tim, you didn't try. You
Tim, you've got one more race. You got it.
You got it.
Smell a comeback.
Yeah.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah. Kel, do we have any box this week?
Let's talk about the radios. I'm not gonna lie, the radios were on the darker side. It was a night race. I think some
literally darker.
I think we're at the end of the season. I think we're ready. There are some of us that are very ready, and then there's one person that is ready to just rage. So the first radio I want to talk about is Verstappen's radio at the end. P gets on the radio at the end. We will fight till the end, mate. Fantastic. So there's some real energy going on in the Red Bull garage. Mate. Everyone's a mate in Formula One. You're a mate. I'm a mate. Mate.
We're all mates.
Mate. He also says, Max comes back on and says, yes, unbelievable. Really well done with the strategy, guys. That was awesome. You keep saying it. You keep saying in it. That was a very lovely race. You take that one. Great job, everyone. Shout out to Red Bull strategy. There's a face that just keeps being circulated. She found herself on the podium. We know her now. We love her. Her name is Hannah.
Schmitz.
I mean, stone cold decision maker that made the difference for Red Bull, which was pretty cool to see. But Red Bull is ready. They're also being kind of cheeky. I won't get totally into it on the radio, but so, you know, some cheekiness around like, what's McLaren doing? I wouldn't have done that. Some giggling, like they really did that. So there's some chatter. Red Bull is feeling good in their position at the moment. Now, on the flip side, there was a couple of radios that one radio was reminiscent of, I forget which race we talked about when Lando's engineer was like, oh, tough break, but you're so pretty. You were so pretty.
You're so fast.
The dunes of
that lap was so fast.
Piastri got a little bit of the "you're so fast" treatment at the end. Check the flag, Oscar. Your pace was incredible. Really doesn't mean a lot when you don't win the race, but you were on pole. And then Piastri had nothing to say. Speechless. He probably could have just not said anything.
It again. Yeah.
But, and then Ferrari. I love the lore between Leclerc and Brian. When Leclerc says Brian, just sends me.
Yeah.
I live. It's just like no one's saying their engineer's name on the radio. It's like that emphasis, the like period of like, I'm talking to you.
It's like he's talking to the family dog who keeps shitting on the rug. Brian.
It literally gives like Family Guy. Like it's like that's all I hear.
Brian.
Yeah. Even
fuck?
though it's yeah.
So I mean, I guess Ferrari is like pulling at straws to try to stay positive for their drivers, which props to them. There's not a lot to pull at right now in terms of how fast they are on track. So Brian came on the radio and told Leclerc, in turn 12, you are the fastest car. Now, mind you, Leclerc is like kind of in the top 10, but like barely, like all over the board, not doing super well. So Brian comes on and says, in turn 12, you're the fastest car. Leclerc comes on and he says, I'm slow, Brian. Let's stop with this. Like, it's just so classic. Buddy, I'm slow. I'm not fighting for anything. I don't need to know what turns I'm fastest or slowest in. We're just slow. We're just slow out here, Brian.
You know what's so funny? Not to make this about me, but I'm going to make it about me. I wore my Leclerc hat today at work, and they announced all of these promotions, which I actually got a promotion, so I'll start a new role next
Let's go,
year.
Jacob.
Publicly celebrating Jake.
But it literally was like, and Jake is stepping into this role. And I was wearing my Leclerc hat, and I thought to myself, I'm slow, Brian. Let's stop this.
like
let's not.
More responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Cool.
Great. Good. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for some people it's time. It's time. Next week feels great to be the last race.
Honestly, I'm gonna regret saying this after next week. I need a break mentally. I need a break. It's coming to a head.
Emotionally.
I need a break.
Spiritually,
physically,
financially,
all of the above.
gastrointestinally, porpoisely.
Porpoisely, yes. Yeah, I need a break. I need to know the answer to the question and not to worry about it anymore. And that question being, who is the world drivers champion of 2025?
I know.
I do too, but I don't know if our realities are aligned.
Who's the champion?
Max is going to be the champion.
Lando Norris will be the champion.
Probably should have won last year.
I'm just trying to stay on brand with my really bold predictions that have not even come close to coming true.
Okay, my top driver is Lewis.
I said it.
But I'm committing to it. I'm making a choice.
I said it a few months ago. I said I think Lando is actually going to do it. I'll clip it. I'll clip it.
Okay, so number one, I'm gonna.
He's gonna get roasted.
Can we guess? Can Kelly and I guess on three?
1, 2, 3.
Lando.
It's when Oscar was leading. I was like, I think he's still going to do it. So I'm going to stick by my man. And I'm not saying that because he's my man, but I just have the intuition. It's really stressing me out. You know, wicked witch.
You're a witch. He's a witch.
This witch is thirsty. Are y'all thirsty?
Quench yourself, witch.
Okay.
Quench it.
So, this hydration station, I got in trouble the last few hydration stations, and I thought it would be better.
Trouble's a strong word.
Oh, I got trouble, my friend, right here in River City. So this is actually a little cheeky. It's not like thirsty in the sense of like thirst trap, like thought daughter, but as thirsty as Mr. P5, now P4, could possibly be. So let's just take a listen.
Oh my gosh.
Someone should be blaming me. We're leading it. I can't believe you believe them over me. It's pretty disappointing. It sounded like something you would say. What even happened? Where were you? You let me pass. I was going to give you a toe to help you win the championship.
Te iba a dar rebufo para que ganaras el campeonato.
And you let me pass the one and I messed up in two. So I don't know what they said. Who
Tú
said
me has
it?
pasado y... ¿Quién lo ha dicho?
She said it.
Creo que lo ha
Who?
dicho.
So, the girls are fighting.
I love George so much. The past 3 races, he has just grown on me. I'm like, I will never, like, again, harkening back to the earlier part, like, we all love and respect these guys and would never act like, don't hold any hate or anything. George has come into his own on a whole new level of like, I don't give a fuck. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I love it too. I just think it's so odd. Like now, like you're not in the race anymore for the championship, and like now you're gonna throw a fit. It's just so classic George to me.
I thought George was standing strong. I thought Lando was throwing a little fit with all of it. Like Lando seemed like he got caught in it, and then because caught saying what he had said to another reporter, and George was like, "Hey man, what the fuck was up with that?" And that's all he said. And then Lando starts, I'm just so disappointed in you, George. You put them over me.
No, yeah. No, the manipulation was thrown back and forth, but I just
he
think
got.
It was just odd to me that like that's what I don't know. It just
Guys,
Kelly,
I got a
what were your
tattoo of
thoughts?
George on my chest that I have to. No,
Wait, what?
no, I'm just kidding.
George is really funny this weekend. What did he do? I sent something to y'all and I was like, oh my God, I think I actually do love George.
You did say that.
Oh, he was like, after the sprint race, he literally was walking around the McLarens, just like staring at the McLarens.
Inspector Gadget.
So funny. He's just funny and he's not trying to be.
And then he took the trophy. Y'all said you missed it because ESPN. He literally has the trophy like this and he goes, I'm like, how many trophies are you testing if it's real? Like what are we doing here? Yeah, but
He
him
should. He
inspecting
worked hard for it.
him inspecting the McLarens was actually, it gave me a lot of life.
Poetry in motion.
He's been so funny.
Yeah, very, very funny. I have one more, and this is on, I don't want to bring the mood down, but it's going to just a little bit. And I think it just needs to be said. I will never be I almost said something else. I will never be a Red Bull fan. I was going to say another R word that started with REP.
Representative?
But yes. Neither. But I wanted to bring this up because, speaking of thirst, Helmut fucking Marko causing a lot of shit. This is the most thirsty thing and the most negative way of thirst I think we could ever see. And it's not the first time, so I just want to call that out. Like, this racist POS created this narrative by saying something in an interview after Kimi Antonelli made a mistake and wobbled the car. Lando Norris came by, as Kelly said, and as Tim was alluding to. Lando was in P5, Kimi was in P4. He had a mistake, and Lando overtook him. Marko comes out and says Antonelli waved him on, meaning Norris, and passed. It was too obvious. Basically saying that Antonelli was helping Norris in this and gave him the 2 points, and basically that the reason why Lando finished P4 was because Antonelli gave it to him. Overnight, there was a lot of things said online from, I don't even want to just say Red Bull fans, but F1 quote unquote fans, probably trolls and not real F1 fans, to be honest with you, because a lot of the F1 core that I know wouldn't give death threats to Antonelli, but to the point where Helmut Marko and Red Bull had to come out with a statement apologizing, and the FIA had to get involved because Daddy Toto Wolff was not fucking playing around. And I really want to make this a huge point that this man right here, the top man on the screen right here, piece of shit. Bottom man, give this man his flowers. Stands up for him and says this is totally utter nonsense, and how brainless can you be to even say something like that? And that's, for me, what Christian Horner represented. That's what Helmut Marko represents, and that's my personal opinion. You feel free to disagree with it, but like, to see leadership from Toto to come back and say you're an idiot, why would you even say that? It's not like they're on the same team. It's not like if anything, Kimi and Max have such a great relationship. We know that so much. So I mean, this is a lesson to myself to not get so worked up online about stupid shit that doesn't really affect me or pay my bills. But I do want to call out, like, don't give death threats to a 19-year-old kid in a seat that's doing his best. Like, I don't know. It really pissed me off, but then seeing Toto's response to it really made everything come full circle to me and be like, he's in good hands. I just want to protect that kid with like every ounce of my being. What were your thoughts on that?
I thought it was a wild display of one of the primary symptoms of small pee-pee disorder. It happens when men are insecure and start to compensate for their small pee-pee by pretending they have big pee-pee, thinking what big pee-pee man does. Big pee-pee man does not be mean.
No. Also, how can you be mean to Kimi?
I mean, I think this is where, here's what.
Of his age.
GP came on the radio, made an assessment based on looking at data, did not see anything on a replay, a screen, made an assumption, called it on the radio. There are radio games, and play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Like, people really need to be responsible for the lore on the radio also, because there are real circumstances or like consequences. There are repercussions for the things that we say, the way we point fingers.
I think you said it the wrong way. I didn't understand it.
We pukathins.
Thank you. Sorry, now I got it. Continue.
They're all real weepukathins. But like, people are very cutthroat, they're very loyal, and Not everyone's going to go back and watch the replay and be like, oh, I'm going to change my opinion on that. Unfortunately, they're going to clip something, they're going to see something on the internet, and then, I don't know, people feel emboldened to just say something so inappropriate to a stranger on the internet, and it's never okay to do that. Death threats are never okay.
Yeah, no. I agree.
No.
But Toto and GP did talk like men, face to face, to square it up. I did not see anything with helmet. Honestly, I think that statement was after GP and Toto
I agree.
spoke.
I agree, which makes
but
it
don't quote
a little
me.
worse.
Right. I think there's just something a little problematic about the way helmet moves these days.
Yeah. The helmet is still around.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my
Kimmy,
hydration
baby.
Kimmy. I think
Protect.
Next week we should go back to more like spicy because that was more fun. We'll do 1 and 1. How about that? I'll balance it out, Kelly.
6 and 1.
We'll have 2 number 1.
7. Oh my gosh, no.
Speaking of 2 number 1s, Tim, do you have number 1 take for us?
I do. Ooh. So, okay, I haven't read this out loud yet in a British accent. So, bear with me.
Well, you're a professional.
All the aloha in Doha this past weekend goes out to Max Verstappen, Dorian Pan, and Hannah Schmitz. All did their jobs splendidly, from the podium to the pits. But for the Italian stallions, they kept taking hits. Lewis out in Q1 again. Being their fan is the shits. McLaren didn't come out unscathed either. Have they squandered another driver's championship? Well, if the shoe fits.
Little rhyme
Tim,
here.
I love you.
Couple of rhymes here.
I honestly
right
don't
off
know.
The top of the dome.
I don't know what we'd do without Tim. Protect him.
It'd probably be a shorter podcast because my interjections wouldn't derail us. But yeah,
I'm
so
obsessed
that's that.
with Tim takes. I don't know where your brain comes from, but I love it.
God, I don't either. I wish somebody would help me figure it out. I feel like there's a manual I'm missing somewhere.
No, that's the beauty of life.
Flying blind.
No. Friends, we have one more race. One more race.
We made it.
Not even a sprint race. Just a race.
One more.
Just
one
Abu
Dhabi.
Good old Abu Dhabi race.
The Yas Marina.
The Yas.
Gay.
Gay. It's so gay. So gay. For all of the trolls online that came at me, I want to say thank you because it actually did provide a lot of, it did provide a little like spark of joy in me. So I do thank you for your hatred. Not that I need to explain or defend myself, but I did work for Disney and I am gay. So like when I say that Mickey is so gay, like I'm coming from a place of love. Again, don't feel like I need to explain that or defend myself, but I'm going to just throw that out there. But yes, we are in the Yas Marina, which is so gay. Mickey might make an appearance.
Making the Yuletide gay.
Yeah. 2 Cardinals, 2 red Cardinals. But I want to know, before we sign off, what are your predictions? Not for the race, but who is going to win the World Championship? Who is P1 in the Drivers' Championship for 2025? Tim.
Do you want what we think will happen or what we want to happen?
Let's do both. What do you think will happen and what do you want to happen?
Wish list? Okay.
Yeah, it's Christmas.
Okay. What do I think is going to happen is I think that Max is going to come in first. Lando's going to come in second. This is for the Drivers' Cup. Max, Lando, Oscar. And then I think Kimi is going to overtake Lewis in 6th. I mean, it's the Ferrari is so unpredictable. Like they came out the back half of the season looking like things were heating up going to Vegas and then shit the bed. So we'll see. If they have something, that would be amazing for Lewis to get his first podium. Cool. But I think Max is going to take the Drivers' Championship. What do I want to happen? Carlos and Lewis tie for first.
In what? The race or the Drivers' Championship?
All of it.
Okay, great. Perfect.
There's this like really cinematic moment at the end of the Abu Dhabi GP, and Carlos is, Lewis is actually slowing down his championship pace because he was so hot at the Yas Marina. And so he starts slowing down.
So hot at the Yas.
Yes.
Toto comes over his radio like a ghost from Christmas past. Says, "You're about to do it. If you win this race, you get to take home the giant cup for the drivers. Okay? You got this." And then Lewis, out of, Williams is Mercedes' sister team. So there's another little ghost there. Like, we'll call it like a sprite, a Christmas sprite, if you will. Comes in, and it's JV. He's like, "Lewis, hi, it's James Foles, team principal, Williams. Pleasure. Thank you for having me in your headset. As a sprite, Carlos is just behind you. Slow down just a smidge, and you can cross finish line at the same time." So Lewis is just like, you know what? That's what I want to do. I want to bring greater good to all, and to all a good night, because I'm Lewis Hamilton. Look at my tattoos on my hands. And
flip it around, wicked witch.
And so it gives Carlos a little toll, and then they, right as they're about to cross the finish line here, you just see two little fists reach out of the cockpits, and they just, boom. They're both wearing sparkles, sprinkles, gloves. That's what happens.
We're talking about gays,
at least in my dream.
Fists, and I disassociated. Yeah. Kelly, what do you think, and what do you want happening?
Okay, what I think will happen is Lando will win the World Championship title. What I want to happen is what I said in probably episode 1 or 2, that Max will win the World Championship based on McLaren's mismanagement and inability to make decisions. So that's what I want to happen. But I do think Lando will win. And it is his to lose.
It is.
Has been.
Did you hear Max's interview when the guy was like, "Did you think that it was your race to lose?" And he was like, "I don't think about losing. I'm only thinking about how I can win."
What an icon. Fuck yeah.
Right?
I don't think
I'm
about
like,
it.
That shit is mental. This man is locked in. So that's my want.
Trauma.
Capital T.
Mama,
right here.
yes. Yeah. Well, it works out. High achieving. Yeah. Okay, Jake, what's it going to be?
I mean, it's
Oscar wins.
It's the same.
Already know,
Want and will.
Know. Want and will is Lando Norris. I am sticking by my man. If not, it's going to be a cold, dark winter. It already is. So give me one thing, please. No, I really do think that Lando will win. I really hope that he does win. Honestly, if Max wins, I'll be mad. Not mad, like in the sense of like mad at Max, but like it actually will give me a little bit of like, yep, that makes sense. You know, like you deserve it. Yeah, so we'll see. Stay tuned for our last episode of the season. Make sure that you're following us on all the things at F1_derland, or if you want to email us, F1derlandpodcast@gmail.com. Love to hear your feedback, what you liked from this season, what you wish, maybe we did better, or something that we didn't feature on the show. All feedback is good feedback, even the haters on TikTok.
Stress. It's too much stress.
Kelly was so stressed. I was like, "Oh, this means we made it, baby."
Jake's like, "Oh, things are just getting hot."
I was like, "Our engagement is up. Our followers are up." Yeah, but
let me go hide in a hole.
I need to take a little bit of my own medicine of not letting everything online bother me, like we were talking about with Hydration Station. But if you haven't followed us, please do let us know your thoughts. Otherwise, we will see you at the Yas Marina.
Yeah.
We just have one more thing to say, and that is... Bye.